Sucking down one last breath of fresh air, I don my mask, being careful not to shred it with the double line of raised scales running over my head, and thread the other strap of my pack onto my shoulder. The change of scenery does not lessen the disconcerting itch, but it allows me to stretch my legs for the first time in days. I slink around the corner and hop onto a boulder, using the jagged wall for support as I climb higher. Squatting at the top so I don't hit my head on the uneven ceiling, I count the seconds ticking by until the hatch to the Skyflyer hisses open and close again. I turn and scale down the other side of the boulder, the boots a nuisance I refuse to acknowledge. When I reach the bottom, I push through another wave of dread, my stomach tightening and flesh burning with the need to scratch, and stalk through the darkness until the mouth of the cave offers daylight. Skirting around the rock furthest away from the path we used to enter, I stay in the shadow of the mountains as much as possible on my way to the lookout perch. The sense of wrongness doesn't fade, my pack preventing me from chipping my scoots, the raised scales running down either side of my spine from my temples to the tip of my tail. Shaking and weak, I grind my elongated bottom teeth against my upper lip, alarm breaking through my control as I try to lift my arm, but can't. Something's wrong. I shift to reach for my earpiece to alert the other alphas watching over my teammate in his time of vulnerability, but end up tilting sideways. As the mountain rotates in my field of view, agony slices through my chest. With no physical injury, or even the chance of an airborne attack since my suit protects me from the elements, I watch in slow motion as the rough rocks rise to meet my face. Screams fill my mind. The high, feminine sounds of agony spear through my skull and break my hold on reality as they coalesce with the terrible sensation of being ripped apart from the inside. My mask slams into stone. An inky void swallows me whole. I die 1,000 horrible deaths.
I fight with everything I have, but my strength proves no match for the 3 massive alphas. Even with my stun gun, which sits on my desk instead of my belt because I changed for the photo shoot, I wouldn't have a chance against these brutes. I don't know how they got into my office, but it doesn't really matter, does it? With my hands tied behind my back, my ankles lashed together, and pain lancing through my ribs with every breath, I struggle to breathe through the tape over my mouth. My shoulder and head rest against the plush carpet of my seating area, while my hip and legs lie on the hard, tiled floor surrounding my desk. The biggest alpha nods to the one standing beside me. Brutal hands hoist me up off the floor, his fat fingertips digging into my flesh as he forces me to stand on my bound legs. Staring up into a black mask, I fight against the urge to vomit as fear surges through me. The third alpha pulls round devices from his belt and suctions them onto the window, pulling the floor-length pane out of place and revealing how they snuck into the office. Gloved fingers grab my chin, squeezing so hard my eyes water from the pain. He nods again before ducking and slinging me over his shoulder. I grunt as his rock-hard muscles slam against my midsection, knocking the air out of my lungs. The chunks of hair wrested from my updo fall down his back, partially obscuring what little vision I have with his broad back resting against my cheek. His gloved palm slides up the back of my thigh, his fingers testing the resilience of my flesh as he moves closer to my intimates. I gag, despite the tape, and arch my back, desperate to get away. In a robotic voice, he taunts me.